So take your average Mormon guy. Maybe not average, maybe the healthy Mormon guy with a healthy wife, That's sex all the time. It's kind of interesting because forget that it's Mormonism, forget that it's Christianity, and just think of it in terms of like okay, what would be the best way to have sex over a whole lifetime? And that's what I really like about Christianity, about the Bible, or just the long-term committed ideal or idea or philosophy. Because if you think about it, having one sexual partner your whole life, it can be a philosophy. It can just be because like some people have noted, the sexual laws in the Bible are actually the natural laws. So, every law is the natural law if you think of it in terms of spirituality and if you're going to live after this life. And so that's the great difference. And really that's the difference that we're dealing with in this life, is you're dealing with the differences between pleasure and peace. Which when you're young, it can be really confusing and it can suck. And when you're older, it can too. But because it would be cool if you could just do whatever pleases you and have peace, or do whatever pleases you and have no bad consequences or whatever. So So if you go down to the basics, we're talking like, if you just go to orgasm, like there's not very many people who don't like orgasms. Everybody likes orgasm. So it's kind of funny how the issue in these days is not, well, orgasming should be outlawed. No, that's not the issue. The issue is, should there be porn? Should gay marriage be a thing? It's kind of like the things that lead to an orgasm are so varied now. It's like people want porn so they can orgasm. I guess gay marriage would be after the orgasm, because you've already met someone and you've already had sex with them. So I guess that would be after. And I don't mean to simplify it, but everything in life revolves, or everything is centered on the orgasm. But what it is it's, what should you do about the orgasm? I don't mean to sound like stupid or whatever, but it's like, what should you do about it? Like, if you're Christian, you're told certain things. If you're not, you're told certain things. And think about it either way. Like, if you're just like a secular person, you're raised by parents who are like, masturbate, look at porn, have sex with whoever you want, whatever, then it's like, so that teaching is, well, you can do whatever you want to orgasm. And that can have pitfalls, and that's obvious, because you can end up having sex with people and ruining your life. You know, you can get a disease. You can end up having an abortion. You know, you can end up having children. You're not ready to have them, because guess what? Guess what ends up happening if you have an orgasm with somebody and you have a kid and neither of you even planned on having a relationship? So now, I guess I wanted to come to Mormonism. So in Mormonism, we're taught that in eternity, you're going to have plenty of orgasms because you're going to be married. You're going to have a resurrected body, and you're going to be married to somebody, and you're both going to be pretty healthy. So probably no worry in the orgasm department. But you're going to be tested now to see if you deserve it. I don't know if it's deserve it, or if you're going to get the reward of having a sexual relationship that's called celestial, or pretty much living in the kingdom of God. And that's where you will have your family, your spouse, whatever. And so obviously Mormons are known for opposing gay marriage. And part of that comes from, we believe that homosexuality is not something. Well, it's too easy to say, well, homosexuality is wrong, but it's not something that's going to exist in the next life. And that's hard for a lot of people to take. Well, obviously it's going to be hard for a gay person to take. But what if it's true? And one way to look at it is this. Some people believe, and I believe this, that some people have same-sex attraction because their bodies just didn't develop correctly. And it could be because of toxins, like the mother could have mercury fillings, it could be from vaccines, it could be in their environment, it could just be because nobody's perfect. So think about that. Like, let's say you were born and you're totally gay, you know, like you're gay and you knew it from when you were 5 or 3, whatever. And it's like, well, what if what happened was you, as your body was developing, you were toxic, and it affected, you know, it affected your hormones. Because if you think about it, if you put certain toxins in a developing body, it can be pretty easy to mess things up. I mean, you put mercury in a developing baby, I mean, geez, man, you could get immune disorders. They could end up having Crohn's, IBS, attention problems. So, I mean, what the heck? Why not mess up the sexual functions, you know, the hormones and whatever? And I bet that could happen now. I mean, I bet that could happen. Like, let's say you had a perfectly healthy body till you were 10, and then you got mercury put in, you know, in your dental stuff. I bet that could turn you gay or make you, like if you were a guy, maybe it could make you more weak, like, or more, a little more feminine, or whatever word you want to use. But that's I know that's going to be really offensive to some people, but I'm just wondering. So that would be one reason, because Mormons believe that, like, homosexuality won't exist, in terms of like the physical body, if the result of your same-sex attraction is from just your body not developing right. And if you like, and think about it. Think about if Mormons sold out, and they're like, oh, homosexuality is okay. You'll be homosexuality in eternity. And then, like, let's say someone gets a resurrected body that used to be gay, and they're like, I don't desire same sex anymore. So then that would be really weird. But anyway, that's the conundrum that Mormons are in, because we're here on this earth, but we're supposed to live as if we're in the future. So when you're a Mormon, you're not supposed to be living as if you're here. You're supposed to be living as if you're already in the kingdom of heaven. So you want to be pure sexually, you want to be forgiving, you want to worship God, you want to give your life to God. So it's really weird. And some people, and none of us are perfect, so it's not like it's always that way or whatever. So if I guess Mormonism has to come to a point where it's like, well, it doesn't have to come to a point. There, Mormonism is already there, but they're just saying, it's okay if you have same-sex attraction now. That's just part of being here on this earth. They don't say that the result of your same-sex attraction is toxicity, but that's up for us to find out. Why is there same-sex attraction? Now, there's been same-sex attraction forever in some people. So how do we understand that? Because it seems like there's a lot more percentage-wise nowadays. It's like cancer. It seems like there's a lot more cancer. It seems like there's so much more people with same-sex attraction. And maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But another thing, too, is like it's so promoted by governments and by media, which is weird. If you think about it, it's like, why is it so promoted by the media? I mean, you could say, well, because the media is like all about freedom and progression and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that doesn't really answer it, because it's promoted in a way that it's like a religion. It's like, I'm talking about like the people in Hollywood. It's like, we got to get this out. We got to we got to have same-sex attraction, and we need to put it in so many shows, and we need to teach it and preach it and all these things. But I suffered from mercury toxicity, and I've had some health problems and stuff, and I really believe that same-sex attraction comes from the baby not being developed in a perfect environment, and just toxins in the environment. I mean, if you look at how much mercury, just look it up. Look how much mercury is put in people's mouths every year, and look at how much dentistry. How many? I think it's like millions of tons. Maybe it's not millions of tons. Maybe it's hundreds of thousands or whatever. Every year is put in people's. So I would like people. I wish that this video could be seen by some gay people and that they could respond. Because if I'm wrong, that's fine. But I want to know what they think. Because there needs to be a discussion about this. There needs to be a discussion, because if it is a result of toxicity, then where's Hollywood? Because like what I'm thinking is this: it's like, if you're same-sex attraction, like if a gay person knew that, how would they feel?